Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at the 2024 election, and not necessarily a matchup. I shouldn't even say necessarily, because it's not a matchup at all. We are just looking at the 2024 presidential election and what it is most likely going to be. So, you have the Wikipedia page, trusty Wikipedia. So let's go to the Democratic primary. I'm going to be going through the candidates who I think will run and all that. So, declared intent to run, Joe Biden. This is true. Joe Biden said that if he is in good health, then he will run. He has, not made a formal announcement. Obviously, he has not launched a campaign, kickoff rally or anything like that. Trump announced in February of 2017, about 20 days after he was inaugurated, and Biden did it in, I believe, November of 2021, if I remember correctly. So it's definitely two different announcements. They were months apart, a while apart. So let's look at some potential candidates that Wikipedia has listed. Obviously, if I could, I'll change some. I have an account, but I don't change it, just so I don't get in trouble and all that by Wikipedia. So let's get into it. First of all is Eric Adams, and I'm going to be mentioning 2028 and 2032, maybe even 2036. Eric Adams is definitely someone who I see being a really popular governor. I really see, I think that he will improve the heavy crime rate, or reduce the heavy crime rate in New York City, and really I think he's going to be a very popular governor, to be honest. And this is not me being biased towards a political party or anything, because, I like candidates from both parties, but really I think that Eric Adams will be very accomplished. Do I see him running against Biden? No. Do I see him running against Harris? Certainly not. Even more, really. But really, I think that there will be an Eric Adams 2028 bid. And I really am not lying, because I believe that Biden will most likely win the Democratic nomination in 2024 and lose the presidential election, move on to 2028, and boom, there is a Democratic primary. Even if Biden runs, Democrats will run against him. I don't think Biden will run if he loses in 2024. I really don't. Especially saying that he's going to be really, really old by then. Really, really old by then. And Eric Adams, pretty young guy, I would assume. Definitely eligible in 2028. I really see an Adams 28 bid. Moving on to Sherrod Braun. Sherrod Braun is a U.S. senator from the state of Ohio. He was accomplished 10 years ago, and he's been accomplished ever since. Progressives like this guy. Plus, he's from Ohio, a progressive senator from the state of Ohio, a state that Trump won by 9 and 8 points in 2016 and 2020. But now, he's not so exciting as he used to be. He's getting older, and people just generally think that he's more boring. I don't think that he's going to run in 2024, so that means he's not going to run in 28 or 32. I don't see Sherrod Braun ever running for president. I think 2020 was his chance. I really think that he could have been the Bernie Sanders of 2016. But really, after 2020, he lost his chance. Number 3 is Steve Bullock. I could potentially see this guy running. Steve Bullock is the former governor of Montana. He ran in 2020. He did not come close, so that's going to hurt him. A lot of people, he doesn't have much name recognition, unfortunately. But he's not really closely allied with the Biden administration. Plus, he is very moderate. He comes from the state of Montana, and his record is pretty good. He ran in 2020, saying that he got things done as a Democrat in a red state. Really, ultimately, to be honest, I really like Steve Bullock, but no, I don't think he's going to run in 2024, 28, or 32. Moving on to Pete Buttigieg. This is one of the people who I think that he's third in line to the presidency. Fast forward to 2024. If not Biden, if not Harris, it's Buttigieg. I think that he's third in line to the throne. I really do. And I really don't even think Clinton is. I think that Buttigieg is really more of a young voice who will capture the primary voters. I think that he will win in Iowa, he will win in New Hampshire, and he will win in Nevada. Hillary Clinton will actually definitely win in South Carolina, but ultimately I don't think that would really prove anything. Saying that Buttigieg won the first 3 primaries instead of in 2020 where he won Iowa, Bernie won New Hampshire, Bernie won Nevada, and it was kind of split. Moving on to Julian Castro, I could, this is another one where I don't see him running against Biden or Harris at all, like absolutely at all. Especially Harris, because he closely aligns with Harris on policy, but I don't think he has much of a future. I mean, he ran in 2020 and he really didn't get far, and that was surprising to many, including me. He did not get far at all. So I'm gonna put him no. Hillary Clinton, I think, could run. I think that there could be a Clinton versus Buttigieg matchup. I really do in 2024, and that'd be very interesting in the Democratic primary. Sorry, I definitely could see her running in the future, but not past 2024. She's not running in 28 or 32, but 24 is her chance. Roy Cooper is a moderate. I definitely see him running probably in 2024. In the scenario that So Kamala Harris is second. In line to the throne. She's so first Biden, second Harris. She's definitely up there. Jay Inslee will never run for president again. He ran in 2020 and he did terribly. He learned his lesson. Amy Klobuchar, to be honest, I don't. Her chance is in 2024, but after that is no way. But she had her chance in 2020 again, but in 2024, she's not running against Biden. She's an establishment Democrat. Biden is establishment. She's not running against him. She might run against Harris, but I really don't see it, especially saying that they were both women, and I really don't see a woman running against, two prominent women running against each other. Klobuchar, I'd put no. Mitch Landrieu, I think that he does have some future. Probably 2024 would be his best shot, but it's kind of hard for me to say, and, with Buttigieg, we learned that mayors really can rise to the leader of the Dem pack. Joe Manchin, I see him running against Biden in 2024. I really do. If he doesn't switch Republican by then, I really see him running against Biden in the Democratic primary. Past 24, I don't see it. Phil Murphy almost lost re-election in New Jersey, so he's out of it. AOC, she's very young. She could run in 2024, but I really see a 28 bid for AOC. I don't really see her running against Biden, but in a more divided primary, I really think that she could rise to the top, capturing progressives. Jared Polis, I definitely think has a future, probably in 2024. He's a very popular and progressive governor, could really connect with Bernie supporters. Ayanna Presley is pretty young, but she doesn't have much name recognition, to be honest. Now, really, I don't see her having much of a presidential future. I really don't. I just don't see her running. I think she's going to want to stay in the U.S. House. Gina Raimondo, I think, could run, but she would do terrible. She's too moderate for a very progressive Democratic Party. Joe Sandberg's pretty young. He's an entrepreneur from California. I really see him running in 2024 or 2028, possibly 32. Sinema, like Manchin, she could primary Biden. Nina Turner could primary Biden. She's one of the few because she's so much more left-leaning than him. She could really take him on. Raphael Warnock, probably not. Gretchen Whitmer, probably I could see her rising to the pack if Biden and Harris don't run. Marianne Williamson, she's a progressive, not closely aligned with Biden. She could run against him. Then Abrams, Bashir, Booker, Cuomo, Newsom, Michelle Obama, J.B. Pritzker, Bernie, and Warren all declined to be candidates. Oh yeah, Deval Patrick did too. I have no idea why he's not on this list, though. He used to be, but they took him off for some reason. Declining, right, like in this stage, does not mean anything at all. If you look past, Hillary declined, Biden declined, they all run. Because you can't get attacked by the media in that time since you announced your candidacy. So let's go through it. Stacey Abrams, I think that has a presidential future, probably 2028, I would say. Andy Bashir, definitely. I could see a Bashir presidency, and you'd be extremely popular. Would win the Southern primaries. Cory Booker, not so much. Cuomo, obviously not, for obvious reasons. Gavin Newsom, he had a recall, so probably not. Michelle Obama, possibly. But, she's probably getting up there in age by 2024. Pritzker is so unpopular, no way. Bernie is too old, and Warren probably not. She's getting old also. Elon Musk called her Senator Karen too. Now, publicly expressed interest on the Republican side. Christie, I don't think would run against Trump. I really don't see it. He's too weak of a candidate, and he knows that. Ted Cruz won't run against Trump. Let's go Trump first. I think that Trump will run. So that kind of affects everything. That means that Cruz isn't running, Christie isn't running. Sununu, I think, would run. He did not say the election was stolen. He said Biden was elected. And he said deal with it. He's very popular. I personally really like Chris Sununu. I think he would make a great president. He has strong leadership. And he would really unite the nation, I believe. And I could see him running against Trump. I think that Francis Suarez, from the mayor of Miami, could run against Trump. He's a next-gen candidate. He does support Trump, but really I think that he would do pretty well in the primaries. Potential candidates, Abbott is a no, he's too old. Tom Cotton's probably no, he's not exciting at all. Ron DeSantis is second in line for the throne on the Republican side, behind Trump. Jeff Duncan, probably not. I've heard of him, but I don't know anything about him. Nikki Haley is very popular. She could run. Larry Hogan, I definitely see challenging Trump, like Manchin and Sinema on the Democratic side, because he is a neoliberal. Moderates like him, and he's not aligned with Trump. Kissinger is like Hogan. He could run against Trump in primary. Sherrod Braun, no name recognition. Rand Paul, probably not. He's extremely unpopular. Mike Pence will probably run against Trump because he thinks he has a shot, but I think that Mike Pence would do pretty terribly against Trump, because they kind of became enemies. Marco Rubio is probably a no. I think his chance was in 2016, and he kind of lost that. Ben Sasse is not very exciting, and, he half stands with Trump, half not, and that really will hurt him. Donald Trump Jr., I don't see him ever becoming president or running for president. I just have, feeling like he's never going to run. And finally, Glenn Yonkin. I think in 2028 or 2032, this could be the guy. I really think so. I think he could be in a presidential cabinet. Mark my words. I think that Yonkin will be in a presidential cabinet, but as of right now, no. Declined. Carlson, this video is too long. I do think that Andrew Yang will run. I think that Dwayne Johnson might run, but I do think that Howard Stern will run. Yang from the Ford Party. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.